Hello, today we're going to go over the STAR interview method. If you're recently unemployed or looking for a new job, a lot of headhunters and employment agencies, they seem to like this. This is the method they want to use, and what this stands for is basically having a way to answer questions. So, how did you fix this problem? How did you work with this group? What was a failure that you had, on a project or what have you? So it's a very specific way, the STAR method: situation, task, action, and the results. So S for situation. So you want to be very specific. Hey, this is what was happening, this is what was going on, and this is what the issue was that it was causing. So if you're talking about a conveyor line or a group of people not following a process, okay, what was this doing? So you really want to write that out for them, make them understand. You don't want to go any further. You're just explaining the situation. Yeah, I came to a new line. This was going on. I could see that it was going to cause problems here, here, and here. We were having, bad quality with this. So that's kind of what they're looking at when they do that. Task. Now, task is I noticed A, B, and C were causing an issue, and this is what we're going to fix. So in this one, with the situation, you saw A, B, and C were causing an issue. So with task, this is what you saw that you needed to fix. Okay, well, I looked, I needed to get those people to follow the process. I needed to speed this line up. I needed to improve quality by implementing these tools. So that's how you would answer that question. A for action. This is what you did to fix the problem. So, like I said, you had the situation. This is what was going wrong. Task. These are the things you saw you needed to fix. A is the action. This is how you fixed those tasks that you saw. So, this is, well, I programmed the PLC to do this. I implemented standard work. We began writing work instructions. We changed the process to this, and this. It's a very specific way, so it's how you fix that problem, what you did, the people you work with, whether you had to train somebody new or whether you had to change a process. It's wanting that. And the result. So what was the result of that work? So you had a situation, and then you had a task. This is how we were going to fix that. Then you had a task. This is what you needed to fix. The action is how you fixed it. Now you need to have those results. Hey, we lowered this by 30%. We increased quality by 70%. We eliminated downtime of 5 minutes a day doing this. So these are the results. These are the KPIs, the metrics, and everyone wants to hear them. So you need to have clearly definable. Just don't sit there and say, oh, well, we eliminated, nearly 50% of something. No, they want to know that, okay, we increased cycle time by 17%. We eliminated 300 defects out of 600 parts a day. They want very specific numbers, so you need to keep that in mind while you're doing this. The STAR method is something that you should probably practice. It's not only good for interviews, it's also very good for, if you're explaining something to someone, or, you're sitting in a meeting trying to work with other people. Format every time you do a project or every time you fix something. Do a quick little one page, have a template drawn out in the STAR method. This was a situation. These were the things, the tasks that I needed to do. This is the action I did, and this is the result that came from it. Have those things there, and you can go over and over and practice. As you can tell, I'm very monotone, so I don't win a lot of interviews or meetings because my tonal acuity. So it's completely. I have to explain out everything and then have those very key metrics at the end, those numbers they want to hear to prove my point. And it's the same thing for interviews. So I hope this helps. It's very important not only with interviews, but in how you explain things to other people, engineers, executives, you know. So keep this in mind. I hope you find this helpful. If you could, give me a like and subscribe. And I thank you very much, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.